Welcome back to Tourist Tuesday. Another famous Kansas lady that we've been studying in class is radical prohibitionist Carrie Nation. Today we're going to visit the Carrie Nation home and Stockade Museum and Medicine Lodge. Let's go check it out. Carrie Nation was strongly against alcohol as her first husband died of alcoholism. She moved to Medicine Lodge with her second husband and dedicated her life to working against alcohol through the women's temperance movement in Kansas. When Kansas had passed a constitutional amendment prohibiting non-medicinal alcohol, and Kansas saloon owners kept ignoring the law, Carrie Nation took action. She and her women's temperance group, the Home Defenders, took to smashing and vandalizing bars and saloons, smashing the first one on June 1st, 1900, in Kiowa, Kansas. She eventually used a hatchet to perform her destruction, and it became her symbol. When Nation was arrested multiple times, hatchet pins were sold to raise money for her bail and to fund her prohibition efforts. She also fought for women's suffrage and other women's rights up until her death. Unfortunately, Nation passed away in 1911, a year before Kansas women received the right to vote. She was voted one of the 8 Wonders of Kansas People by the Kansas Sampler Foundation. The Carrie Nation home in Medicine Lodge is where she lived when she started smashing saloons, and it was named a National Historic Landmark in May of 1976. The home holds the memorabilia of her crusade against alcohol, as well as her antique writing desk, pump organ, dresser, and bed, and of course, one of her hatchets. Next door to the home is the Medicine Lodge Stockade Museum that takes you back to stockade life in the 1870s. As pioneers were searching for new land opportunities in the West to homestead and raise a family, they also sought out a safe place. Stockades were just that and became a gathering place of sorts to protect pioneers during troubled times. The Stockade Museum tells the story of Medicine Lodge's settlement and history and features several exhibits, including an old cabin and old courthouse jail. This is another interesting place to visit to learn about more of our state's fascinating history. Check back next week for our last episode of the school year.